Listen, you already know what it is. We got a lot to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, involving Lamelo Ball. We've had some serious breaking news involving Miles Bridges. It's about to go down. I might need to want to change my hat. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. You already know what time it is. We back with another one of them things. We got a whole lot to discuss tonight, man. It's been so much that's going on and transpired. You know, the Charlotte Hornets, man. We was here last night, you know, for the big time game. LeBron versus Lamelo. Now it's the fallout, but Charlotte has some news to report on today. We were broken by the news of Kelly Oubre. Now, some people might look at this as a joke, not that serious, but the last time I checked, the Charlotte Hornets are empty-handed. You know, they just had DSJ came back from injury. Now they got a key component, a starter, on his way out. So this is never good, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to have to figure this thing out and get himself back. He could be missing some time. Last time I checked, it's going to be a few weeks, you know, on this. You know, so it's very troubling, you know, and today news came out involving Miles Bridges. We have a Miles Bridges update that we're going to get into in a second. We ain't going to give everything out too early. We just got here. Listen, we got my man All Access in the building. Dex, talk to the people. We are live.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest shit in these streets. Shout out to the panel as it reaches premium peak. Shout out to the chat and all of the cacophony that comes out of there. You know that chat is crazy. I mean, I'm talking about like mad crazy, like supremely crazy. And it can take on an entity all unto itself. And shout out to everybody that's pulling up, rocking with Flight Sports TV, because you only got one life to live, and sharing a portion of your life with Flight Sports TV is definitely appreciated, Flight.
Yes, that's a major key. Shout out Chantel Lester. Yes, sir. Miles Bridges update. I know it's good news. Hey, I don't know about all of that, man. It's troubling news. You know, it's not. It's wild. I don't believe nothing Michael Jordan and these guys report. You know, but like I said, we're gonna get into that in a second. You know. Listen, we got Kelly Oubre I want to touch on right now. We're going to get to the Miles situation. Shout out Rap God Reloaded. Salute to the Zen Master, the Black Basketball Channel. Salute to all of y'all, man. Listen, Kelly Oubre. Let me get the reports for you right now with Kelly Oubre, because he's going to be, I want a timetable. You know, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I got you right here. Kelly Oubre is going to be out. You know, he's set to undergo hand surgery. Ooh, I didn't know he was undergoing surgery. This news just came out 4 hours ago. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, the surgery was. He's gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks. I got a timetable. I do know it was a hand surgery. I didn't know 100% sure it requires surgery. So wow. And all of this happens as the trade deadline looms. Mind you, Kelly Oubre was going to be a key component. Let me tell you something right now. If the Charlotte Hornets was going to improve this roster, Kelly Oubre was going to be a key component in the movement. Okay, so things have stalled there. You know, I don't know how they probably could have got a first round pick out of this. I don't know. You know, but clearly something is off here, man. With Kelly Oubre, this is troubling for Charlotte. Lamelo is already short-handed, dealing with just an under cut team compared to the teams that you have. You look for. Listen, did you see Austin Reeves last night, for crying out loud? I mean, this is the kind of talent that you're going to need. Charlotte has to wake up. So now you have Kelly out, right? Now you got the Miles situation. Miles Bridges, is a report out right now that the Charlotte Hornets have came out and said they have denied any contact with Miles Bridges, because reports have been running rampant that they've been in communication, and CBS Sports, has reported that they denied they've been in contract negotiations with Miles Bridges. They have not contacted Miles Bridges about any contract. Okay, so for anybody concerned about what's going on with Miles, this, that, and the third, that's the situation, man. This is troubling. Dex, what's your thoughts on this situation initially with Kelly Oubre?
Well, like I reported before, that Kelly Oubre has been an integral part of the Charlotte Hornets' offensive input or offensive output, however you want to slate it. He's going to get his 17 to 20 points, which is dearly missed for Charlotte. But outside of that, I mean, he's not really moving the needle. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a dire thing for Kelly Oubre to not be present in the Charlotte Hornets roster, playing game to game, because they only won 11 games, and Kelly Oubre been one of the Iron Men for this season, as a lot of the Charlotte Hornets mainstay being in and out of the lineup, specifically Lamelo Ball and Gordon Hayward, and for some extent of time, Terry Rozier. So PJ Washington and Kelly Oubre being somewhat of a mainstay, as well as Mason Plumlee. So that could be an indictment against Kelly Oubre, because if you've been in the lineup as long as the season been undergoing, and you guys still haven't pressed on to be competitive to hold a slot in the extended season, then that's an indictment on Kelly Oubre. So I'm not really impressed, nor am I unimpressed from the absence of Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, man, this shit is crazy, Dex. Now I was sitting back, like I said, looking into this Miles Bridges situation. This is crazy. With the Bridges situation, Michael Jordan, is wild. I wonder if Miles will ever return to Charlotte. With them not being in contract negotiations, are you troubled by this situation, or do you believe that some eventually this is the start of maybe some communication? Do you think that this is because me with the media, it's very tricky, Dex. They throw these things out there, just to get the temperature. We have
Right,
not been in. We know that, dude. Y'all was just in LA. You got Melo dancing and shit with my. Come on, start. Come on, Stevie Wonder know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. How they try to gauge the temperament of the fan base or the public, because Miles is in a situation in which it's very delicate on both sides. It's delicate for his career and being a professional NBA player and being a part of that fraternity, and it's also delicate on the victim side, in which Miles Bridges was found no contest on. And due to the fact it was a no contest, that means he didn't challenge whatever the court or litigation had for him for his punishment. And by Miles Bridges being as financially prominent as he is, he probably got off with a light stick. I don't know the full details in it, but allegedly he was abusive. Allegedly he put some physicality on a feeble species of the human family of the human family on this earth, right? Um, Allegedly, he physically attacked his his wife in front of their child. Now, with that all said and done, Miles Bridges got off with probation, so he has an opportunity to come back and regain his career and move forward in his life, which is a good thing because America is a second chance nation. And I know that from firsthand experience. So you have to delicately tread basically on eggshells when you're dealing with domestic situations where there's a male and a female, and the male is the predator and the female is the victim, or the male is the perpetrator and the female is the recipient of a hostile act. So we have to be careful how we celebrate the re-entrance, the re-emergence, and the integration of Miles Bridges back into the NBA because there's still a victim on the other side of that. So until Miles Bridges resolve that issue and where both parties that has been affected equally come out appreciating what the other have done and what the other have went through, then we can accept Miles Bridges 100% and let him move on because who are we to judge, right? Because none of us is flawless. And if we put some of our mishaps, misjudgment, bad decisions in the public spotlight, how will we feel if they, public, was to judge us as harshly as some people are trying to judge Miles Bridges? So Miles Bridges have a lot of work to do into the community in which this happened in, and go to shelters with battered women that's not as privileged as his wife, because Miles Bridges can, he can, pay for some of the things that his wife have to undergo, whereas other women might not have those resources to do that, and they are leaning heavily on assistance from city, county, state, and government for rebuilding their lives and putting their pieces back together again. So we definitely have to be careful on that right there. But I believe the media is so fickle, flight, that this fickleness with the media is playing both ends of the situation. Because if it flips anti Miles Bridges, then the media is going to flood that avenue. And if it flips pro Miles Bridges, the media is going to flood that avenue. So the media is playing both ends to the middle to try to garner some type of excitement either way. And the media is going to benefit because it's going to cover whatever uh, excites the public, because the media is that way. I don't believe Charlotte will say that they're not in communication with Miles Bridges or his representatives, which is Clutch Sports. Maybe Clutch Sports is trying to prickle the fancy of the Charlotte Hornet organization to see if they're willing to talk. And it will be a PR nightmare that if the Charlotte Hornet organization has been trying to backdoor Miles Bridges' re-entrance into the organization without consulting some of these abusive domestic women organizations, or even abusive domestic men organization, because men get abused sometimes as well, but it's in a small percentage, but it's still abuse from women to men. So that whole spectrum has to be visited before Miles Bridges can even think about taking a step towards the NBA. And I'm quite sure there's going to be some donations. They're going to go in his pockets. Um, I'm quite sure there are going to be some appearances, some speeches that he will have to do to show some form of contrition for pleading no contest. He didn't plead guilty, as far as I understand, and he didn't plead innocent, but he pleaded no contest, meaning that he's not going to contest anything the court brings his way. So, Flight, I believe the Charlotte Hornets that they're not in contract negotiation with Miles Bridges. I believe Charlotte Hornets when they say that they did not deny the qualifying offer. I mean, they did not rescind the qualifying offer. So the qualifying offer is still on the table, according to reports that source the Charlotte Hornets organization as saying that. So basically, in my conclusion, I just think that Clutch Sport is such a powerful sport agency. They can put out a spin to gauge the barometer or the temperature of those who may be anti-Miles, and then kind of have a secret poll and see if it's good for them to proceed aggressively to get Miles Bridges back on the court, or kind of fall back a little bit and let the chips fall where they may when it comes to contrition and his reemergence.
Good point on that, Dex. I like how you definitely speak to both sides of the spectrum. Like I said, we don't know all this. Well, I mean, I can't say that. Like I said, he pleaded no contest. Like I said, I'm not the judge, or the jury, But it's troubling. I like how you definitely, because like I said, domestic violence is a tough situation. We don't know. Well, like I said, I don't know exactly what happened, but like I said, we've seen some reports. I'm not sure what was or what was clarified, but bottom line is, the I don't know what the Hornets are going to do. All of these things affect Lamelo Ball, which is what I truly care about. I mean, if Miles is leaving, okay, let's get this situation rectified. Because do you need this looming in the next season? What's up with Miles? I mean, we don't need this. I think the quicker they could rectify it, whether, of course, some people will love him back, some people don't care, but bottom line is it has to get right. We have to move on. So either he's coming back on the team or he's off the team. That needs to happen ASAP. Don't you agree?
Well, I don't know, Flight, if it needs to happen ASAP, because like I said before, both sides is their justice is weighing in the balance, and he has a right for a second chance, right? It's not like he's a repeated offender. So he made a mistake. It was a bad executive decision. It cost him a hell of a lot of money. And then on the other hand, she has to feel that her pain, her infliction is having some attention, and women in that situation are duly respected and are recognized. We cannot move forward unless this type of cognizant behavior is personified to the fact where everybody has their demo, and their demo is accepted on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I don't think there's no rush for Miles Bridges, because I don't think his skill was diminished if he have an off season of rest. Actually, it might help him to have a full off season of rest. Maybe he can get some of his vices in order, because we know Miles Bridges has some vices as well. It seemed like the Charlotte Hornet, the majority of the Charlotte Hornet roster have vices that they seem they can't control, and it seeps out into on the court due to the fact of lack of control and lack of proper guidance. So I don't know who the PR people is surrounding some of these guys down there in Charlotte, because it seemed like a lot of bad things are being exposed, and that creates a dark cloud around some of these young players.
Right, you're right about that. So it seemed like you're looking for a culture change,
Most definitely,
some
because
house
it seems like
cleaning.
because it seems like they're having too much fun, and that fun is not translating into dubs.
Right,
Um, that fun is translating to can't wait till the game is over so we can have more fun.
right. I mean, I thought that Cliffy was coming in to change that. But I guess I wonder if the Hornets even have that luxury as a basket. It's not like they the Lakers or the Knicks or where they could just come in and clean house. I mean, if you clean in house and then what's coming?
Well, that is the job of MIDI, and this is why I talked about how MIDI is so archaic and Jurassic in nature that he might not have the energy to do it. It's like an old man trying to watch 4-year-old kids. You know, it depends how old Grandpa is. He can't do it. He don't have the strength. He don't have the energy to chase and match these exuberant little munchkins running around tearing up shit. You know what I'm saying? So if grandpa is 80 and you trying to get grandpa to watch kids, what grandpa gonna do at 80 when them kids running around? You know what I'm saying? And
It's
that's
not
what it
much.
seemed like. Yeah, you understand where I'm going with this? And that's what it
Uh,
seemed like media is coming to the point where I'm here, but oh my God, I just can't do this. But I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And Mitty seemed like he's afraid to retire for some reason. I hope he retire next year and get out the way and put some fresh blood up in there and put some type of youth that the GM can grow with the root of the foundation of Charlotte right now, which is Lamelo and could be Miles. You know what I'm saying? PJ Washington and cats like that, and then merge them in with some veterans who want to win and I want to come and relax. And that's what happened. Mike got bamboozled bringing
mm,
in some of these cats who
mm.
came to Charlotte to relax, came to retire, came to pasture. You know,
Give me some names, Docs. Who? What are we talking about?
you know.
Hayward?
Hey, Hayward, most definitely, Plumlee,
Rozier looked like he don't mind.
Rozier.
He don't mind hanging out in Charlotte and letting the ship sail, do we?
Nah, Rozier's having the time of his life
Yeah,
down in
yo.
Charlotte.
That's crazy. Though we talk off air
He's
about this stuff that's going on out there in Charlotte.
he's
I
an
mean,
Ohio cat, and he's having the time of his life in baby Atlanta, because that's what
yeah,
Charlotte is, baby Atlanta.
they running wild in Charlotte. I don't know who, but it's a lot of things going on in Charlotte.
Do
You
you
know,
think do you think it's coincidental that these guys have Instagram models? I mean, where are the lawyers, the psychologists, the doctors? These educated women that come up out of these HBCUs or some of these universities, Duke, Wake Forest, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? North Carolina AT&T. Where are these nice young girls that have some type of status? I mean, talking about mental status, where they have dreams and goals to be something, and they're being overlooked, and they're just as pretty as some of these Instagram models. But the Instagram models just come with, what they come with. They come with a different allure, and when you look at them, all you think of is a one-sided coin. So the women of substance that's down here in the Charlotte area or the North Kakalaki state that some of these guys have access to, why are they not being coveted? Why are they not being wifed up? You follow what I'm saying? They get these Instagram models, man, and they having these way out parties, and everybody's for everybody, and they just keeping secrets.
hey man, that's a tough soliloquy to follow. Man, shout out to the women, man. We love you. Uh, it's tough, man. It's a tough call. Shout out Basil Carpenter Jr. in the building. I see you, but hey, man. It looked like it's a lot of partying going on. That's all I could say. It's a lot of partying. I ain't gonna lie. Bouknight, from the reports over the season, he was hanging out. He had a long night. He didn't make it back to the bed. He messed around and crashed. In the whip. I mean, well, that's for all I know. I mean, that's just what came out. But it is what it is. It's a tough situation. The Hornets got to tighten up, man. They need somebody to roll in there like a Mark Jackson. I know it's unrealistic, but somebody of that magnitude. You see, I hate to shift gears, but you got the situation right now in Sacramento with Mike Brown. Mike Brown came in there and revitalized everything. They got the cowbell in the gym. So when every time something like a good defensive player, some crazy shit like that, they ring the damn alarm. They got the defensive player of the game changed. They lighten up the beam. Yeah, what's that? What's the shit? I mean, Sacramento was just as hapless, or if not worse. You know, Charlotte. Hey,
well, Sacramento. See, you talking about Sacramento Kings?
Sacramento. Yes, the Kings look like they on their way to the playoffs. It's not over yet, but they look like
you can focus in
going.
Sacramento. You can focus in Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Sacramento's the dead zone. I mean,
come on, you acting like Charlotte is Miami.
Well, it's Miami without
New York
a beach.
City. I guess you could say, I ain't gonna lie. Let me not sleep on Charlotte. There's a lot of things going on in Charlotte. Shout out to that flight knocking on the Spectrum Stadium looking for Bouknight to this day is a top 5 live stream. I was rolling. Listen, man, we do this. Don't make me come knocking on some of y'all arenas. These dudes running around here playing like shit. They got Lamelo Ball, working his ass off. Things got to change. We're gonna come to your doorstep. We can't come to your residence. But bottom line is these dudes making too much money, and they running around here stealing money. This is grand larceny. You understand? And you got Bouknight. This dude, listen, I'm from New York. I done seen some of the best basketball players ever. I'm talking about in these parks, you understand? And I know people from LA, but I'm talking about New York. It's like a corner store. These dudes eat, sleep, and shit basketball. I'm talking about for me alone. I got basketball. I love basketball. I still get chills and goosebumps on certain things that go on, in basketball, and for this guy to be out there playing so lackadaisical with this opportunity that this man has, pick number 11, is only 60 players go a year, and for him to come out here and play and just confiscate money like this, all hell needs to break loose. And I'm gonna be the guy here to put your ass on notice. I'm gonna be your worst enemy. I don't give a damn who don't like me. Period. Because I'm not in it to make friends. I think that's this business. You understand? In this business, man, I ain't here to sugarcoat. He need to start waking up and helping Lamelo because he's doing too goddamn much.
Yeah, and like I said, down there in the Queen City, they just it's like I say, it's a party. I'm talking about on the upper echelon side.
Not party the hood in the world.
Charlotte. Yeah, not the hood in Charlotte looks like the Boondocks.
Nah, it's a lot. I've been through the hood in Charlotte. I was just out there. Y'all know that. Go ahead.
Yes, it needs a lot of development. But like the downtown is very beautiful. They have the skyscrapers. They have their banking. They banking and financial institutions is only second to New York. It's a banking hub, okay? And so money's floating around. A lot of stuff is floating around. A lot of parties floating around because those executives, they like to party too. Don't think executives are just stoic human beings that just concentrate on.
They said Michael liked to gamble. Gambling might involve a little bit of festivities. People don't just gamble. With an angry face on. It might be a cup in one hand, wine, appetizers floating around.
I'm talking about eating appetizers and walking appetizers.
You never know.
I've been in some of them. I've been in some of them gambling houses, and they have some really sexy women around to give you the massage so that you can tip them because there's a lot of money going around. You follow what I'm saying? I'm talking about on the upper scale tip. You follow what I'm saying? And those players, they in those type of games, they don't have to go to Atlantic City. You feel me? They don't have to go to Vegas. They only
what you
go
know
to
about
Vegas.
Atlantic City, Dax? You from the
West
Coast?
A lot of money. Hey, you lose a lot of money in Atlantic City. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, you been there before?
They don't give up money like Vegas. I can tell you that.
Yeah. You're right.
They tight on their little slot machines. They got them little things jugged up. At least Vegas will let you win on the little, not the strip. You don't win that much on the strip. But when you go off the strip to Vegas, those casinos, you can come out pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Because the strip is just for like tourism. They just, they trap the tourists and just get their money. But on the back ends, on the back streets of Vegas, those are more residential casinos, and so they have to give those people money. You know what I mean? To keep the city afloat.
Yeah, that's right. I like what shout out Philip Rospin in the building. I think he wanted one of the new guys. Shout out to all my new guys and shout out Larry James. Salute to all y'all, man, that's tuning in with us tonight, man. We rocking and rolling. We do this every night. We do this. We don't take days off. You understand? We provide the content to the people and we're giving you extensive value night in and night out. Shout out to everybody. Shout out AMJ. This the comment I wanted to catch on. This caught my attention. Can't blame JB on Bouknight, even though I don't like JB. It's up to Bouknight to put the work in and get better, develop, and he hasn't shown that he has, and that's an absolute fact. I want to ask this question: Does this take James Borrego off the hook? Because Borrego he had his hands full. This dude that tried to knock him out on the sidelines, and we were siding with Bouknight. We sided with him.
Was he
Shout out
drunk? Was
Philly
he drunk
already.
that night to take off on the coast like that?
Hey, you never know. And I asked her, I said, what would have happened if they would have knocked his ass out? I remember this like it was, you said that he would have never been back in the league if he would have did that. I said, damn, that would have happened.
Yeah, that would have been worse than Spreewell.
You think so? Yeah, you knocked out
I
the
know
coach.
so. He would have been banned. He probably would have been charged. Bringing violence to the workplace.
Right, especially in front of all them people.
And I just think, like I said, people got on me, thought I was being overly harsh and judgmental when it came to Bouknight and his vices,
right.
How it exploded and was exposed for all of us to see. And it was like, Dex, what about you? If you get in trouble, and things like nature. People DUIs, and I had to, explain. Yeah, I had to explain how dangerous it is for you to be involved with a DUI. Driving, parked, passing out, car running. I mean, come on, man. You don't even have control of your faculties. And Charlotte is such a pitfall for James Bouknight. They didn't even give the young man at least 30 days off to recalibrate himself. They shoved him right into the next game. And even, did they give him some playtime? I think they even gave him a little playtime. Like that's going to cover his woes.
I remember that. They did give this dude some playtime.
And
if I'm not mistaken.
I was mortified seeing that.
Yeah.
That they did this to this young man like that.
But it was shorthanded.
That didn't help. So, what's more important? His health.
I mean, you're right.
Or them being shorthanded. They were never shorthanded because they got a G League to pull from.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like they have a whole G League, another additional 15 men.
Yeah, I agree with that.
15 Warriors.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they did that to try to cover, and that was blasphemy to his soul.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I got breaking news. I got a report on it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. These guys put up 150 points on the Eastern Conference champions, the Boston Celtics, with no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, still dropped a team record in points. And the Thunder blew out the Celtics. I don't know what got into them. Maybe they're gonna be drug tested. They drug tested what's the name today? People
Donovan?
don't know. Yes, he was drug tested this morning.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, so that was spectacular. We'll get into that later. But yeah, man, it's crazy, what's going on with this situation. I hope it's rectified for Melo's sake, just due to the fact of what's going on in the East. I ain't even gonna get into the West and everything. Just focus on the East. I just think these teams at the bottom are all getting their acts together, all of them. And they all look bad now. But when you say
all, who are you referring to?
The bottom. The bottom of the pulpit is really who I'm referring to when you discuss like the Orlando Magics of the world. Can you definitively say that the Charlotte Hornets are going to be better than Orlando in 2 to 3 years collectively? Can you say definitively with a straight face without laughing? Will the Charlotte Hornets be better than the Detroit Pistons within 2 to 3 years? Because
Now
they got go ahead.
that
Hey, they
that
go ahead. They got
that's
they go
debatable.
ahead.
That's debatable.
That's more debatable than Orlando. I think
Yeah,
Orlando
that's
got it more
exactly. Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
Orlando got it more together.
But they
Yes.
gotta have, but you don't know for that for sure. They got to put some money on the table for some of these people because they got people that's blossoming they didn't expect. So you never know. Guys could be on the outs. You can't pay everybody. You're in LA. You ain't New York.
Yeah, I can agree to that right there. I think Orlando is more suited to surpass Charlotte as far as competitiveness and relevancy if they continue down this broken road that leads to nowhere.
Mm. Yeah, I mean they just gotta pick it up. Shout out even like I mean it's crazy. They need to pick somebody up. Like I think even a guy like Bol Bol. So shout out Philip Raspin. He says Orlando got Bol Bol. I think look out for that guy because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know his contract, but he may be looking for some money at the end of this season. So I'm looking for teams like Charlotte to pounce on a guy like this. This dude is a potential all-star with Lamelo Ball. You got to get somebody like this for the cheap. This is what I was discussing, I believe, the other night about Christian Wood. Now, I mean, that's debatable for who you want to say, but a guy who puts up who could put up all-star numbers on any given night. And Charlotte don't have his luxury to be picking and choosing. So if they can get their hands on Bol Bol, which is not a max player, who would you rather pay, Bol Bol or PJ Washington? Now that's tough because Bol Bol is having a hell of a season, and he's had some injuries in the past. That's a tough call. But who would you rather pay? The upside is with Bol Bol, clearly. Is PJ getting any better? This dude Bol Bol look like he got another level or two to go to. What y'all think about that in the chat? And I'm gonna ask you, Dax.
That's a good one, Flight. I like that comparison.
Because they
Bobo
both got to get paid
ceiling,
this season. At
yeah,
the end of the
Bobo
season,
ceiling, yes, sir. Bobo ceiling is way higher than PJ Washington. I think PJ Washington is almost maxed in his skill and output on the court. I think what you see PJ doing, the only thing he can improve is somewhat of his percentages. But I don't see PJ doing anything else. I don't see him adding to his repertoire and display that on that 90 feet parquet floor. I don't see it. And Bobo, he just seemed there's no ceiling for him because for his height, you can't teach height for one thing. You can't teach people to grow, right? And he have enough speed and agility to have an aspect of dominance to his game because those type of archetype players are coming into the league now, like the Paulo, the Shet, the Victor. You know what I'm saying? These are going to be the players of the future. Tall, agile, ambidextrous, and very swiggle, with swag and sauce. You follow what I'm saying? And the league is preparing for it. And like I said, the Bobo type is going to be the prototype of new, innovative big man with so much added to their game outside of being dominant in the restricted area.
agree with that, Dax. Good point. It's gonna be crazy. Quiz says Bobo and Melo would be perfect fit. Good take, Flight. Let me get your comment. Bol Bol and Melo would be a perfect fit. Good take, Flight. Plus, if you get Bol Bol, that's like winning the lottery because he got all the same attributes as Wembanyama. Man, I don't know. Wembanyama might. Yeah, I can't say that. You right. That'd be like the poor man's Wembanyama, right? But if you ask Bol Bol, he might say I'm better than him.
But see, one thing about Bobo is that he can add a little slight mid range because I don't think he's a 3-level scorer just yet. He's definitely a 2-level scorer.
He can hit that 3, Dex.
No,
I don't know how
that's
consistent.
2-level. That's 2-level.
Good.
He can go to the rim and he can hit the 3. He can hit beyond the arc. But I never seen him really stop and pop. I never really see him have some inside moves like Paulo or Wembanyama or whatever you say his name. So he can add to his game. So it's no problem. He's young enough. He can add to his game. Bol Bol is still a free spirit out there on that court. When you see him play, all you see is freedom. And that's what I appreciate from the young man. You see a lot of courage and you see a lot of freedom.
Right. I agree with that. It's crazy. Bobo would be perfect. I would love to see him in New York. I would love to see him in Charlotte. Look out for the Lakers. I think somebody could steal Bobo, or Orlando might say, no, you ain't going nowhere. We're gonna keep you. But if Orlando, what if Orlando was to get the number 1 overall pick? I think they let him walk. So look out for that. If Orlando gets the number 1 pick with the rights to get Wembanyama, don't be surprised if they let Bol Bol walk. I got to check his contract situation too, because I'm not 100% sure on that. But if he's a free agent this year, I believe that he is. The last time I checked, I'm gonna check his contract. The last time I checked, Bol Bol is a free agent. Go ahead.
But see, a lot of people say that Bol Bol and Lamelo will be dangerous, but at the same time, one thing I am kind of skeptical on Bol Bol, and I'm not being cynical, is that he's so free. Will he disrupt Melo's freedom?
Well, he signed a 2-year deal, so I need to see if it's with an opt out at the end of this year. I'm looking into that now because he playing like he got an opt out. It's a 2-year deal. Usually it come with either a player option or a team option. Karen, I'm looking to see if it's straight up 2 years. As of right now, ladies and gentlemen, he on a 2-year deal. So I'm just letting everybody know. I'm just double checking to see if it's an opt out in this. I can't find an opt out, but anybody that double check, I'm gonna be on top of that to see what's up with his situation. But I looked at it as a 2-year deal for Bol Bol. But you never know, It's crazy. It's gonna be wild. Charlotte got to make some movements. Bottom line.
Most definitely. And the Jazz also came back. Update 96-95 Sacramento over the Jazz up in Salt Lake City. And Sacramento so far is trying to hold down the Mormons to be able to be 4 games over 500. And the Jazz is trying to hold off Cowtown to be 500 on the year. So that's a pretty good one up there in Salt Lake City.
Oh, my bad. You're right about that. Salt Lake City got a good one. Shout out my man Ali Payne. He says, what's your opinion on Wembanyama flight index? I think he's a walking bust. He's just too little. LeBron will break him in LeBron will break him in 2 at 40.
Well, LeBron is on his way out, so I don't know how much more LeBron is going to continue to play. Maybe to his son get in, and then at that instant, will LeBron be as fortified as he is right now at 38? Because in 2 years, trust me, from 38 to 40, you feel it. So we'll see. You know what I mean? All I can say is Victor is coming in, and a lot of people is going to come after him, not just LeBron. You got Giannis, you got Embiid. You're gonna have what's that other kid over there? What's that kid over there? And well, anyway, all the big guys gonna be trying to come after him. So yeah, Zion, Embiid, yep. Anthony Edwards.
I was about to say, what about Anthony Davis?
Well, see, Anthony Davis, we already know he's kind of feeble. His body just is so fragile. It doesn't hold up. So that's why a lot of people don't even mention him when it comes to exerting some type of force with his physicality, because he's kind of oddly shaped to some extent. You know what I mean?
Right,
Zion is hurt right now. He's out 3 to 4 weeks.
Shout out Chantel Lester. She says, Flight, what will you think will happen if Charlotte don't make any changes during the offseason, but we get Wembanyama, but he does end up being a bust? Oh man, that'll be Charlotte's luck. He would be caught
You
up in
think
Charlotte's
Wembanyama will
web.
be an Anthony Davis? I mean, not Anthony Davis, Anthony Bennett.
I mean, that'll be the
It's
Charlotte's
about
web,
time for
man.
Anthony Bennett to pop up, right?
I don't know. It's a lot. I don't think he's gonna be a bust though. He's gonna be playing with an elite point guard. I think
Like
Melo
every
gonna turn him.
15 years, you get that. You
It,
get
it,
that.
it, God. If
Yeah.
he wasn't going to play with an elite point guard, then I might be with you. I think if he was to get drafted with Melo, I think that'd be perfect. Like I said, the Hornets clearly, and we're not just saying this because we love Charlotte. They clearly need Wembanyama. Ain't no they would like it. They need it. They need it more than anybody. So it's up to them to get this thing done, man. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they got to get the job done. They need help. They need luck. Seriously. And with this tricky draft, we don't know how it's going to shake out.
Yeah, you're right about that.
They need him more than anybody, y'all, man. I'm telling you, I think it changes everything. Um, it's crazy. I hope it don't go down like that, though. The way you making it seem like he's going to be a bust or something. Hopefully not.
I know. Hopefully not too. I mean, I want the young man to come over into the states and and showcase his skills. So I just want American basketball players to just whoop up on these foreigners that's coming in with hype. And so far, we hadn't really seen that to that degree because we see Luca's dominating, we see Giannis is dominating, we see Jokic is dominating, we see Embiid is dominating. So a lot of these foreign players are dominating these American players and are winning most of the awards.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, man. Shout out Testing. Somebody said the Hornets or the Spurs. Hopefully, I think the Spurs is solid, man. They just came off of rain. They need to cool out for a second. They can get somebody else. I think I said Charlotte needed, man. When the last time they been on the run? They just came off of a dynasty. In the last decade, they need to sit down for a little while. All the teams eventually sit down. And they come back up. Give credit to Popovich for not bolting because he could have took that Nets job to coach KD and all of them. He could have. So he deserved homage for that because I don't know what I would have done. What role does Michael Jordan play in any of this? Because he's the guy who's not doing absolutely no talking. I mean, you heard Cup check this off season. I know that you don't want to hear the owner, but Jordan usually his presence is felt too. I haven't seen him too much in the skybox, this season. Have you?
No, I don't
I
think
don't think
so.
I've seen him at all.
I think the last time I seen Jordan in the skybox was last season against the Boston Celtics, where
Yeah,
he
is
had
the
that
fix
hissy fit.
in? Is the fix in? That's what he because last year he was up there wilding like he had some money on the game.
Yeah,
Up in them
yeah,
skyboxes.
that was wild the way he reacted to that.
He need to go down there and do what he did to Malik Monk. He need to go down there and slap Bouknight in the back of his head. For the things he doing. Not Kelly Oubre. This dude is balling right now too. You see, I don't know what it's crazy. I know that this a different regime. But didn't Melo? I'm tweaking. Melo didn't play with him. He did play with him for 1 year, didn't he?
Who
Malik
too?
Monk. Did he play with Malik
Yes,
Monk? Yeah,
yes.
I would say for 1 year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Malik Monk, he contributed to a playoff team. I guess, like I said, when you got these people in your stable, you don't view them, as high, as you should.
Because,
So,
like I keep trying to tell you, Flight, that 1 year he spent with the Lakers was very, very important towards his maturation. Because Malik Monk was one of those guys who was very talented, very skillful, but he didn't approach the game properly. He didn't approach the game with the respect that was due. So this is why Malik, Melo, Rozier, Miles, PJ, they had their little clique. Yeah, they had their little clique down there in Charlotte. And some of the veterans really didn't, appreciate that. So um what's the old man that don't want to never show his birth certificate, the Nigerian that played with Melo that 1 year, and Lamelo resuscitated his career and warranted him a nice contract with I think Phoenix. Was it Phoenix or somebody? Somebody picked him up.
Oh, I know you
What's his
talking about.
name?
You talking about who? I forgot his name. He playing
The
for Phoenix
African.
right now. I know he was a defender.
Yeah,
He played in Orlando. Damn. Oh,
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
help
That's
us
who he
out.
started his career. He started his career in
Beyond.
Orlando. Yeah, Bismack. There you go, Bismack Biyombo. He tried to mentor Melo and take him in as his rookie or whatever, But Lamelo was too big for. I mean, his personas was way too big for him. Bismack Biyombo was over his head in trying to be Lamelo's confidant. But nevertheless, they did have some type of chemistry, and Lamelo, like I said, resuscitated his career because he was buried down in Charlotte. And he got the hell up out of there. First thing smoking. Somebody gave him an offer. He was like, "Oh, I'm out. Salute." You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Melo. And those guys were just, they were just doing their thing, man. And it was just right up the alley of some of these young players. Have fun. They was some degree winning, so you can't complain because they did make the play-in game. And then the next year they made the play-in game. But the reason why some of this is being brought to the forefront now is because they're losing. So their behavior has basically caught up to them. And now it's time for them to change their behavior if they want to change the culture and if they want to bring in a winning mentality. Because to have a winning mentality, you got to do a lot of sacrifice. You follow what I'm saying? You have to do a lot of sacrificing and you have to do a lot of focusing. And you have to take your bumps and bruises and your medicine as you endeavor in that journey to become a champ. Sometimes you have to be myopic. You have to tread the lines like Cyclops. And I don't know if some of these young players want to do that because they feel they're already multifaceted or faceted, and being maniacal is something of a drudgery, and they don't want that type of attitude, and they don't want to display that type of behavior because that makes them look like they too old school. But that's what it takes to win. I mean, a winning formula is a winning formula, right? Regardless of time and place.
My bad, Dex. My mic was on mute. Give me like 1 second, Dex. Like 30 seconds. Hold on.
He said, "Don't forget that Canada have players in the league too." Yes, but the Canadian players are not dominating like the European players or African players. Yeah, Canada do have good players. Matter of fact, Canada have the most players of foreign descent or foreign born in the NBA, and I think France is second. So yeah, Canada is heavily represented in the NBA, but they're not dominating. They're not winning the prestigious awards in the NBA. So a lot of the Canadian players kind of go under the radar to a certain extent. Let's see who else. Um, Wembanyama will be fine. His only thing that can possibly stop him is health. Yeah, that applies across the board to all NBA players because NBA players, of course, they come in very uber athletic, and the only thing that holds them back is either their mentality, their lack of courage, lack of confidence, or their health. Outside of those four things, most NBA players are evenly matched. So basically, what has to be done down here in Charlotte is that they need a shaking. They really need a shaking. They need an earthquake. I mean, I'm speaking metaphorically, of course, not no actual earthquake, but an earthquake to shake the foundation of that organization in order for them to realign themselves with relevancy and competition. That's to me, that's important. And if Charlotte want to win, they got to spend money because I know they're a profitable organization, and the money is just sitting in their coffers and not doing much. I mean, yeah, you got one player for 120, you got another player for 90 or 94 or something to that nature. But those players you gave that money to don't move the needle to the degree that the fans would like them to. Nice alley oop from Conley to Laurie Marketing. I think that was Conley.
I'm back with you, Dax. What game you watching?
Oh, Sacramento. Sacramento's up by 5, 109 to 104, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I like Sacramento. I was very high on Sacramento this season. I knew that they would do something. I didn't know what, but I knew they'll do something.
So yeah, so this Miles Bridges thing, I just think it's some skullduggery going on with Clutch Sports, with their media inserts. I'm put it like that. I'm gonna call them inserts. I ain't gonna be disrespectful.
Man, it's crazy out there, man. With the media, how they be playing, it's something got to change. You know, a lot of people are upset about the media, as you can see. What was your thoughts on that situation with Skip Bayless?
Yeah, he tried to clean it up by saying he was misunderstood, and he wished nothing but prayers on Hamlin and his family. Tom Brady has donated several millions of dollars to the GoFundMe for a Hamlin situation. So shout out to Tom for that. And Skip was backtracking basically. He's saying that he was,
right,
misunderstood of what he was saying. According to what he had denoted, is that the way that he formulated his tweet was more so that this was something unprecedented. And he have seen many players injured throughout his time covering the NFL, but never have he saw a game be delayed in the middle of the action this late in the season based on an injury. So that must mean that injury is very important or significant. So that's how he tried to frame it in cleaning up the backlash of that unnecessary tweet. Shout out to Jessica, First Lady of Flight Sports TV. So that's what I got out of that.
Yeah, this is downright sad. You know, Skip, that's not a good look.
Skip have put his foot in his mouth on several occasions, and this is just one of the many.
Yeah, like you said, it just don't make no sense, man. Skip Bayless is in trouble, man. I don't know how he rectified the situation. Because he put Shannon. Didn't he think he put Shannon Sharp in a tough situation?
Based on interpretation, yes. But like I said, in Skip defense, he said his intentions wasn't to make light of the situation and make it seem like just stick a fork in him, get him out the way, next man up, let's play football.
Yeah, I think it was when he stated about postponing the game. I think anything pertaining to the game, you know, you was gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, and I think Shannon Sharp being a member of that fraternity, and A1 Athletic One, our brother also spoke out on it, who's a member of the NFL fraternity.
Right.
Is that you don't make those type of comments, whether you mean well or not, because that comment wasn't ambiguous. It seemed like that comment was more so stick a fork in them, move them off the field. Let's continue football. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's continue this game because this game is of significance this late in the season. And the NFL was like, no, this game don't mean nothing because it's just a game. You know, what means something is that there's a human fighting for his life. And that's way more important than the outcome of this game because everybody in that game is already paid. The money is already being dispersed. Cameraman, field judge, uh, coaches, players, those who work, the behind the scenes in the media. See, they already paid for that game, so nobody wasn't actually losing anything. Only thing if you was losing was aspect of entertainment, continuing entertainment. So it seemed like he valued the entertainment of the game than actually the players who bring forth the entertainment of the game. And that's where you draw the line and you place your stick in the sand and say, enough is enough. These people are human. They're not just for the privilege, pleasure.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, when do you think you see Shannon to work tomorrow? I mean, how you think
Oh,
this gonna drag out?
I don't. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not going to even speculate. Like I
That'd
said,
be crazy if
Shan-
he just quit. If he said I'm never come working on
no, I
Undisputed
doubt
again.
it. I doubt it. No, he's not going to do that. Um, I just know he wears a gold jacket. He's a part of that fraternity. He speaks up on their behalf, and he tried to protect the shield and everything a part of that shield as long as he got breath in his body. That's how Shannon look at it. 113, 110, 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Sacramento up by 3.
Sack time. Shout out everybody in the chat. Let me know who y'all got in that game. Shout out Thunder. Says Skip didn't say nothing about the player. Let me see what Thunder talking about. He says Skip didn't say nothing about the player. The truth is that Skip tweeted too early. It was the timing that made it bad. What Skip was saying had to be in the picture at some point. Like I said, it was everything. The timing, it was just bad. There's no way to slice it. He really should have never said nothing. You know, he makes a lot of. It's not like this his first blunder. You know, and like I said, this happened to be a life or death situation, and all we concerned about is what the standards gonna look like. You know, we got to stop that. Shout out, put your thoughts in the chat. What y'all thought about this? Because I definitely would like to touch on this with y'all. You know, get the pulse of the people. Shout out, Son of Will. He said it was unnecessary at the end of the day. John Morant just granted a teenager thousands. Oh my God, John is always something with these NBA players. Well, salute to all y'all in the chat. But yeah, that was just horrible what happened to him. So I definitely would like to see what my man is going to do about this with Sharp. You know, ever since he had left, what's the name? I thought that he was pretty much doing a decent job. Like he left First Take. It seemed like him and Stephen A. Smith was like going their own separate ways. You know, I always thought that no matter what, they still belong to each other. Those two, they should always work together. Because I think even though Sharp was cool, I think him and Stephen A. had a better connection on the microphone, just working together. But it's crazy that they're not. It is what it is. But I don't know who gonna be able to stand with him. And then, like I said, how you think Tom Brady feel about this? This dude just donated all this money, and this dude just kissed Tom Brady. You know, I wonder if Tom Brady gonna come out and come out and speak to his defense. Do you think he gonna get any help? You think Tom Brady gonna come out and try to smooth over Skip?
No, I don't think Tom Brady's going to do it. He didn't smooth over Trump, so I know he's not going to smooth over Skip.
Right, yeah. Skip just found himself and
He didn't
just
even smooth over his boss, Mr. Kraft.
crashed. Well, I think they have problems. But I mean, and you can't. Some of these situations are just unsmoothable. You know, you put yourself in the jam. You can't smooth over everything. Thunder says skip job probably on the
Fox
line.
got
It could
33
be.
tonight. He just hit a crucial bucket. 21 seconds left. Fox put Sacramento up by 3. He hit the bucket over Jordan Clarkson. Nice little mid range.
Somebody said he turned his IG comments off. He probably wanted that off. Yeah, he know that y'all gonna violate. That's what he said. Let me just back out of this now. Get it on out the way. I'm gonna look at this dude page, see if he really did do that. You crazy.
He probably did because they probably they probably
He be
scoring him
watching that
heavily.
stuff. Yeah, he probably can't help himself but to look at it. You know, you could tell a guy like him that stuff be eating him up.
And like I said, Shannon put more emphasis on it by not showing up to work today.
That lets you know the pulse of the NFL players. So I think he basically was trying to create some solidarity. It's gonna be messed up because, like I said, he still got work with him. It's not gonna just because you didn't go to work today, that don't mean you ain't gonna be there. You know, the next day or the day after that. So it's like eventually it's hard. I think the
And
only
then
way he do that.
you got to remember now, Shannon and Skip had their little fiasco.
Yeah, this could be
Where
his way of getting out.
oh, wait a minute, it's some turmoil going on in Sacramento. I mean Utah.
What?
Laurie Markin just got fouled shooting a 3-point shot with 16 seconds left.
I'm
So he
cutting the
would
game
shoot
on right
he
now.
would shoot 3 shots to attempt to tie the game.
Oh
His
wow.
current score is 115 to 112.
16.1 to go.
He made the first.
This dude is
Who
crazy.
fouled him? Is that Keegan Murray fouled him?
I just cut the game on. I got Laurie got 26 points, 27 points. I heard of the shooters is coming in the building. Kevin Herter is in there. I see. I forgot my man name already. But this one they not calling no timeouts either. Do they even have any? They got one, but it looked like they saying no timeouts from the communication that I'm seeing on the floor. Fox is communicating.
Yeah, they got one timeout. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
Utah
not
has
gonna
no
call it.
timeouts.
They're not calling the timeout. They're going straight for it.
Yep. Laurie Markin hit all 3 free throws, so it's
Yep,
a
and
tie ball
I
game.
got De'Aaron
16
Fox
seconds.
coming down the ball. He's being defended by. I can't get a good look at him. You got 7, 6. Fox going for it. 4, 3. Fox to the paint, and he scores. That's game. Game.
Yep, that's game.
Fox.
He's all-star. Fox all-star.
Hold on. Laurie Marketing. Hold on. Yo.
They didn't count it.
Get out of here.
They didn't count it.
No way.
They counted it.
Oh, we going? Oh, I got to see that. Hold
They
on.
counted that shot.
Hold on. See, I done cut this game while you. Shut up, Rudy Gay. They need to get Rudy off that bench. I like Rudy Gay.
They counted that shot.
No,
With
they
24 seconds
missed it. King's clapping.
They didn't count the shot.
No, I don't think it counted. I think it was good. But the King's clapping. I got to get a better look at that.
It looks good. It looks good, Flight.
No, he didn't. That's bad. It was in his hands.
Oh,
it was in his hands. I seen it. Yep, Kings won.
Yep, you're right. It was in his hands. I see it now.
He know it's done.
Let's see what the official call is.
The Kings won.
Final. Yep. Final. It's over with. De'Aaron Fox is the beast, man. He's really showing himself this season.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, Fox doing his thing up there against Laurie Marketing. That's crazy. That's a heartbreaker.
But those are the things I'm saying. Why Zach not doing? I'm
He took
sorry to
that
go
to the
back to the
basket.
Bulls.
Now Zach would have tried to take a 3 over 5 people. That's what he would have did. He would have pulled up over everybody. Now Fox is a problem. Though. I like Fox. He doing his thing. I did not know that Fox was gonna do all of this. I would have never thought in a million years Fox was gonna ball out like that. But what he
Yep, it
did,
was barely in his hands. Yeah, that was a hell of a game.
they were celebrating like it was it.
Yep, you're right. Thunder, you said that about Fox. A couple of you guys said some good stuff about Fox, and he's showing it. So and see, and this is what make me have a inkling of jealousy, seeing Fox getting help and it's paying off because now they're looked upon as a playoff team, right? Uh, and Lamelo not getting help, and they went from a playing team to sweepstakes team, and that's bad. And look at the Bulls. The Bulls got help, and the Zach Levine been crying for help. He got it, and look what happened. The Bulls are going backwards. The Pelicans, they were shaky. They got a good coach. David Griffin, the snake oil salesman, fell into the background and let Willie Green run the show. And look at the Pelicans. They reached all the way to being number one in the Western Conference. Who would have thought that? You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. I mean, Spike Lee couldn't write a better story scripted for the New Orleans Pelicans. Coming from chaos to correction in one season. So it's all about the players, man. And what the players accept and what the players reject. Because we see over there in the New Orleans Pelicans that the players are accepting the voice of Willie Green, regardless of the decibels that is pushing that voice. And what you hear is very resounding and thunderous. Let's win, baby. The old adage from Al Davis, the Raiders, former owner, R.I.P. Gangsta Al. Once again, R.I.P. Gangsta Al. And Willie Green has echoed those sentiments and has been resonated through C.J. McCullough, who relays it to the rest of the boys. And they are accepting that message. Just win, baby. Now, unfortunately, Zion is out for at least 30 days. We don't know when Ingram is really going to come back and be in great shape to handle a lot of this highly competitive basketball now, because when the Pelicans come to town, people not looking at it as a buy. You got to actually play these people. So how CJ, Valanciunas, Herb Jones, I think, is Herb Jones still out? Are the Pelicans going to handle missing the firepower of Zion and Brandon Ingram out at the same time? So we'll see if they can be resilient and stay afloat, or will they fall by the wayside and be scratching the bottom surface of the playoff situation? What do you think, Flight? Think they can handle it?
I think they could. I think they're gonna be straight. We're gonna find out, man. That's the best part about the Western Conference. They're gonna get it on. It's crazy. Shout out Quiz. He said the Kings ain't bad. Thunder says Sabonis has been balling, so has Fox. The Kong will be fine.
The Kings. You mean the Kings?
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, the Kings did their thing, man. That was a wild finish. Just got to pay homage. It's sad because Zion been cooking too. Yeah, that's sad what happened with Zion, but and they trying to say it's just a couple of weeks. I think anything involving Zion being injured need to take precaution. You know, they said 2 weeks. They said 3 weeks. I'm acting like they said 5.
Now Zion's out 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
They're going to rest him, and it is smart to rest him because they're going to need him for the second half of the season, most definitely, because that's where the grueling schedule come in at, and in the second half of the season is where the men is separated from the boys.
And I agree with that.
As you can see in my background, I got the invincible, incredible, iconic super bodybuilder in the heavyweight division. Classic. And a man of the people. I think he had one time the most consecutive Mr. Olympic titles ever. And that is the incomparable, the great Lee Haney. That's who you see back there.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Shout out Lee Haney, man. Salute to all the boxing fans.
No, he's not a boxer. He's a bodybuilder.
Bodybuilder, pardon me.
Yeah, I used to love watching those bodybuilders, where the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, the Lee Haneys, Flex Wheeler. I think his name was Osman. One of his name was Osman. Yeah, they had a lot of bodybuilders back in the day that I used to appreciate watching them just tack on that muscle. And Ron Coleman, you remember Ron Coleman? And just look at that, just build their bodies and look at the definition and things of that nature. So, and they had these huge backs. Like when they flex their back, it just like spread like eagle wings. And I thought it was very fascinating for a human to sculpt their body in that fashion.
Yeah, man, major key. Salute to all y'all that's in the building, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, on this amazing report. Tomorrow we definitely got some action, involving the Charlotte Hornets, man. They're going to be in action, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Y'all pull up for that. Don't miss out. We're going to have major things going here for Flight Sports. You got one touch on anything else, Dex?
No, I'm just, who play tomorrow?
I don't know. I mean, I need at least like 5 minutes. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Who play tomorrow? Let me get the schedule for you. Hold on. Let me double check that.
I mean, this is a late stream for me, shit.
Yeah, I know.
On the weekday. It ain't like it's the weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow we got a big game at 7. Let me get the games. We got Lord, we got Ja versus Melo.
Ooh, yeah.
7. And then you got Suns, Cavs, Thunder, Magic, Pacers, Sixers, Spurs, Knicks, Bucks, Raps, Nets, Bulls. We got to watch that. Blazers, Wolves, Rockets.
The Nets versus the Bulls. Kyrie coming to town.
Yep. And then you got Heat, Lakers. That's going to be on ESPN. And you got the Hawks and the Kings. So the Kings in the back-to-back. That's going to be a good one. So
okay,
y'all pull up to that, man. I want to appreciate all y'all for tuning in. We're going to be back tomorrow, man. It's Flight Sports TV, man. Y'all already know what it is.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.